What's prompted this is there's a build-up of troops around Kursk, Ukrainian, Russian and North Korean. Some 9,000 or 10,000 North Korean troops have gone there. Kursk, of course, is part of Russia itself that Ukraine in a counter-offensive took. It's clearly aggravating Vladimir Putin, and it appears that Ukraine took it with sort of negotiations now being discussed as a real possibility. It appears Ukraine took it to have a major bargaining chip to basically say, we'll give you back Kursk to Russia if you give us back Crimea. But what's triggered this latest one, in my view, is that there's a big build-up of troops there, and it looks like those North Korean and Russian troops are going to try to move into Kursk in the next day or two. So I think this is a way of the Americans finally allowing the Ukrainians to fight with both hands, not one hand tied behind their back.
So what difference will the use of these US-supplied missiles inside Russia, far inside Russia, make to the war and Ukraine's ability to resist Russia's advances?
This will make a big difference. This is exactly what Russia did not want, which says something. Some of them, for example, the Attack MS missiles, have a range of about 300 kilometres, others 500 kilometres. The Ukrainians have had the Storm Shadow. The British gave them a lot of Storm Shadow cruise missiles some time ago, but on strict conditions that you don't fire them deep into Russia. And that's been a real frustration for the Ukrainians, that the Russians are hitting us like overnight, this massive attack, as we can see. You know, they've hit from Lviv all down to Odessa and up to Kyiv. But we, the Ukrainians, is their view, we haven't been able to respond in kind. We're limited. We've got one hand tied behind our back. This will certainly free up the Ukrainians. It's fascinating, the dynamic. Do they only have 10 weeks to do this before Donald Trump comes in? But it's certainly a window. It's a dramatic escalation of this war.
So far, what's been Russia's response then to this suggestion that Ukraine will be allowed to use these
Well,
weapons?
Russia's been warning all along, and their view is at the moment saying that these are NATO-supplied weapons. If you fire them deep into Russia, essentially NATO is joining this war, and that therefore Russia is at war with NATO. It really raises the stakes, which is something the Americans haven't wanted to do. But I think the Americans realise the Ukrainians are losing this war slowly, and it just keeps going on.
As you touched on, Donald Trump is taking office, of course, as the new president of the US in January. He's previously criticised the scale of US aid to Ukraine. What can we expect him to do?
We really don't know what's going to happen with Donald Trump. I don't think even Elon Musk, who's with him seemingly all the time, I don't think even he knows. But Donald Trump has said, I'll solve the Ukraine war in 24 hours. Whatever that means. The Ukrainians are nervous because they know that he has close relationships, opaque relationships as well with Russia, with Vladimir Putin. However, Zelensky's been quite smart. He spoke to Donald Trump in the last week, and Elon Musk, who happened to be at the table with Donald Trump. And so Zelensky is trying to win over Trump now and get him to take more of a neutral position. So we really don't know what the future of Ukraine holds.